Tom Wrigglesworth's Hang-Ups by Tom Wrigglesworth and James Kettle. Episode 1, Time to Celebrate.
Hello, Sheffield 61977. Hello.
Hello, Dad. It's me.
Who?
Me, Tom.
Oh, Tom.
Dad, how come you never know it's me when I call? I ring you every Sunday at exactly the same time.
I'm sorry, son. We've been all over the place since the clocks went back.
The clocks went back last week.
I don't mean everyone's clocks. I mean our clocks. The matching wall clocks we bought from Atkinson's. They've gone back. The silver, you see, and your mum's decided we're not really a silver family. She rings brass at Bimoros.
So if the clocks have gone back, how are you telling the time?
We've been trying to use the oven, but, you know, it's been an hour fast since it went back.
You sent the oven back?
No. Since the clocks went back, the ruddy daylight saving thing. Since then, the oven's been an hour fast.
You can change the time, you know, Dad, on the oven.
Don't start on that. I've tried. Any adjustment, and it either makes this constant dinging noise, or the whole thing packs up altogether. I mean, the light comes on, but there's no heat. Do you know how long it takes to roast a chicken by sitting it under a light?
No.
Exactly. So, I don't know what time of day it is. I don't know what day of the week it is. I barely know who I am. So, sorry, I don't know who you are, especially if you phone up calling yourself me.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is a typical call home to my parents. They're in the late 60s. They live 180 miles north of me in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, in a house they optimistically moved into 48 years ago, but in which they're still yet to feel entirely at home. Even now, they struggle to remember which lead is for which appliance and which light switch turns off which light. In their house, the phrase, "we'd better turn in," doesn't indicate that it's time for bed, but instead kicks off a wild and confused half hour, with lights going on and off, and the pair of them shouting abuse at each other from rival landings. From a distance, it looks like a desperate bid to make contact with extraterrestrial life. Mum and Dad have the upper floors of the house. Downstairs is my granny, Mabel Bradley. Ask her age and she'll tell you she's as old as a tongue and a little older than her teeth. But they were new last August, so I don't know what she's on about. Anyway, every Sunday I ring home, and every week my dad doesn't recognise me. I don't think it's to do with age. I think it's indifference. You heard him then. He asked who it was. I said it was me, and the man verbally shrugged. I shouldn't have to explain that it's Tom, even though that is my name, and I'd never deny that to anyone, with the occasional exception of HMRC. Anyway, all this brings me to what was really eating away at my dad that Sunday evening.
I made a terrible mistake, Tom. It started a few months ago. I'd just dropped your mum off at her Zumba class when I...
Hold on. Mum does Zumba?
She signed up because she thought it was a foreign language, and now now she's too embarrassed to quit. I'd just got in when this bloke knocked on the door. He said he could save us 20 quid a month if we moved our internet, phone, gas and electricity over to Sky.
Sky don't do gas and electricity.
Don't interrupt me with your technicalities, Tom. I'm your father. The point was, and I told him at the time, I don't mind swapping if it'll save us a bit of money, but I don't want a new number. Sheffield 61977, we've had that number for 48 years. Everybody knows that's our number.
By everyone, you mean the 2 or 3 people that don't just pop round? Like, not everyone knows your number, Dad. It's not like it's been broadcast on the radio to millions.
Yeah. Well, OK. I told the man I want to keep my number. But the next thing, I get a letter explaining my new look Sky bill, and there, staring back at me, was this new number.
Sheffield 56824.
You may be able to say it, Tom. I can't bear to.
I couldn't understand this, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, these days, people change their numbers all the time. As far as I'm concerned, numbers can change. It's only names that are sacred. I'm very particular about my full name, Thomas Wrigglesworth. I treat it the way Hindus treat cows, or Catholics treat the Virgin Mary, or the way Simon Cowell treats his suspiciously large number of salaried ex-girlfriends. 99% of the time, I'm Tom. I prefer to keep Thomas for best. As for the surname Wrigglesworth, what can I say? Not everyone's a winner. Back in the day, most surnames came from something distinctive about the person, explaining why we still have such common names going around like Butcher, Baker, carpenter and Cockburn. Of course, they insist on pronouncing it Coburn, but we know the truth. I'm a Wrigglesworth, so presumably one of my ancestors was considered, by general consensus, to be worthy of a wriggle. And I'm predicting that that tradition is going to return, thanks to mobile phones. Like, the address book of my mobile is chock full of people whose first name is filled in, but instead of a surname, I usually just put something distinctive about them. I've got John Photographer, Mike Kebab Shop, Claire Dumpy, and Jeff Cockburn. I told him, that's no way to stir your tea. Anyone who knows me knows I'm Tom. So I was stunned one afternoon when I received a phone call and a voice said, "Can I speak to Thomas Wrigglesworth?" Now, I was already annoyed because this was one of those new breed of cold calls operated by a computer that dials me, and when I answer, I get a ringing tone, and then they pick up, giving the bizarre impression that it's me that's phoned them. By the time I finished apologising for disturbing them, they're halfway through explaining how I can pay to sign up to a service that prevents nuisance calls. But what annoyed me more than the automated dialing was his loose and casual bandying about of the word Thomas. I said, "I'm sorry, but my name is Tom. Tom Wrigglesworth. The only person who ever calls me Thomas is my grandmother. So let me think. You're asking me, can you speak to Thomas Wrigglesworth? Well, if you're a mother of 1, grandmother of 5, great-grandmother of 7, registered blind nonagenarian who can make a single hobnob last 3/4 of an hour if you've got your teeth out, then you can call me Thomas. But, my headset sporting friend, if you can't tick all those boxes, then I think you should ask yourself, can I speak to Thomas Wrigglesworth? And I think you'll find the answer is no. Besides, you're asking for trouble trying to sell anything to someone whose first name is regularly prefixed with the adjective doubting. I tried to explain to my dad that it didn't matter that his numbers changed. He wasn't having any of it.
You don't understand, Tom. That old number has got us through 5 kids, 2 Gulf Wars, and 23 managers of Sheffield Wednesday. I've told Sky they've a week to give me my old number back. And I'll tell you something else. I don't particularly care for Vince Cable either.
Whoa. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you might be wondering where that came from, but that is simply another classic conversational gear change from my dad. His ability to switch tracks in mid-diatribe makes every chat seem like a bumpy rollercoaster ride through the middle-aged mind. For example...
I never thought I'd say this, but there are times when I'm struggling with that washing machine that I get nostalgic for a twin tub. Oh, and your brother's in prison.
Actually, ladies and gentlemen, on this occasion, I did feel sorry for my dad. He's from a generation of people who stand by their phone number, the way they stand by their marriage, or their own set of quirky racial prejudices. But while I was sorry for my dad, on this particular Sunday, I had troubles of my own. Dad, do you remember Mark, that guy I used to work with years ago?
Tom, of course I don't remember him. I struggle to place you.
You remember Mark? Half Lebanese, half Yorkshire. We used to say that that means he'd change you to the radiator, but he'd never switch the heating on. Thing is, he's getting married, and he wanted...
Wedding talk, eh? I'll put your mum on.
This is another typical thing. It seems that Mum and Dad have always had an unspoken agreement to divide up topics of conversation between them. Dad would handle matters of money, football, jobs, history, while Mum would field anything with a human or emotional connection, plus arts and literature. Long before companies started making you press 1 for sales or 2 for customer service, my Mum and Dad were streaming calls to make sure my concerns were effectively routed to the appropriate department.
Hello, love. Your dad says you're getting married.
Not me. I'm already married.
Well, I was surprised, but I know things move fast down there in London. Actually, I've got some very exciting news. You know Margaret from the church?
I don't think so.
You do know her. Marge, they sometimes call her for short. Or Mar for even shorter.
No.
Her husband's retired. They've just bought a 4x4.
Oh, well, of course, Margaret. Margaret 4x4, or Margaret squared for short.
Anyway, a daughter, you know a daughter, Sharon. She was in your brother's year at school.
I don't think I remember a Sharon.
Of course you do. Wore a bit too much purple for my taste.
No.
She had a tattoo done when she was studying for her A-levels.
No.
It were a jumping dolphin.
No.
Her parents were mortified. They didn't come to church for a fortnight, and when they did, they couldn't look anyone in the eye. Even now, if you so much as mention line court tuna to Margaret, she has to have a diazepam. Things got a bit better in the end, though. Sharon had an accident at work and they had to cut her arm off. Everyone was so relieved when it turned out to be the arm with the tattoo.
Is that your good news, Mum? How an innocent woman lost a limb but regained her mother's love? That's not good news. That's more like Chap magazine edited by Quentin Tarantino.
You must remember Sharon. She married a Spanish bloke with gold teeth.
Mum, I never knew her. If I can't remember a woman with one arm, I'm not suddenly going to be able to recollect her based on your dim recollections of her husband's dental records.
They're not dim recollections, Tom, they're vivid. As vivid as the gold in his teeth. I remember it jarred with me because we're not gold people. We're more brass. Anyway, they were working offshore in oil.
Mum, what's the good news?
They're having a baby. Sharon and Javier.
I'm surprised.
Oh, are you surprised she's having a baby?
I'm surprised you can pronounce the word Javier.
Oh, my languages have come on leaps and bounds since I started doing the Zumba. Anyway, everyone at the church is already planning for the christening. Your dad says he's got a very special surprise planned.
He's going to make his trifle.
Oh, he's already told you?
No, he didn't tell me. History told me, Mum. You and I both know that when it comes to Dad exhibiting his sole culinary accomplishment, there's no celebration too small, too big, or, unfortunately, too sombre.
Oh.
The number of funerals I've attended and had to witness the man vainly trying to help others through grief with a bowl of jelly.
Oh, love, why can't you just be happy? We're going to have a party.
Everyone's after something to celebrate. Oh, it's my birthday. You have to throw me a celebration. Oh, it's your birthday. I have to throw you a celebration. I tell you what, why don't we both just sit in silence on both days and call it quits?
What's eating you, Mr. Misery?
Well, you remember Mark from where I used to work?
Oh, yes, Mark. Has he still got that radiator?
Forget the radiator. The point is, he's getting married.
Oh, how wonderful. Oh, what lovely news. Tom, I think I'm going to cry.
Now, you see, ladies and gentlemen, news of an imminent wedding always sets my mum off. She's the only person in history who's watched 4 weddings and a funeral and cried the least at the funeral. And I can't get excited about this wedding, and I'll tell you why. There aren't many types of friendship that really last. Like, it's easy to forge a temporary bond based on a joke about a radiator, but it's not the sort of relationship that can stand the test of time. I mean, I do have proper good friends, of course. I'm not a lonely, tormented figure who stands adrift from the rest of society like Batman or Jeffrey Boycott. But I find most relationships hover between acquaintance, colleague and mate. And this guy, Mark, hovered between acquaintance and colleague, and now he's invited me to his wedding. I was trying to explain to my mum why I didn't want to go.
Well, why did you say you would in the first place?
I bumped into him in B&Q. I couldn't say no. He had me cornered with a length of copper pipe.
What were you doing in B&Q?
Mum, I'm a Yorkshireman over the age of 35. I don't need an excuse to go to B&Q.
So what's the problem with this wedding?
Well, it's in 2 weeks' time.
Oh, that's when Sharon's baby's due. I'll get your dad to make 2 trifles. You can take one with you, but I'll want the dish back.
Look, hang on. It's in 2 weeks' time, and it's in Barbados.
Oh, I tell you, I've always wanted to go to Barbados, but I couldn't because of your father. You take him as far as Whitby and he pulls a face like an unsmoked kipper.
Barbados is all very well, but not if you need to buy flights a week before you go. 600 quid it's going to cost me.
Goodness. You could buy 1,100 pots of ambrosia cream rice with that sort of money. Well, the small ones.
What an extraordinary and, may I say, unhelpful fact.
If you didn't want to go, why didn't you say so?
I just wanted to get out from behind the copper pipe and go browsing for sheds. Bloody Barbados. It's outrageous.
Where would you have the wedding?
Easily solved. He's from Sheffield, she's from Liverpool. Either of those would have been fine. Or as a compromise, they could have settled on somewhere geographically equidistant.
Oh, Tom, that's no man's land. Actually, it's even worse. It's Manchester.
Yeah, but I mean, once the vows have been said and the cake's been cut, what's the difference between Manchester and Barbados?
Well, for a start, about 9 foot of annual rainfall. 20 to 30 degree Fahrenheit, and Barbados doesn't have an equivalent of Morrissey.
Pardon?
Nothing.
Exactly, nothing. Apart from 600 quid saved on flights, remember? That's the real difference. But it wasn't just the flight to Barbados that was annoying, ladies and gentlemen. The happy couple had posted an online wish list of gifts. Not just suggestions, but actual gifts from John Lewis. You'd have thought they'd have had some mercy and given us the code number from the Argos catalogue. Now, I get the tradition of wedding gifts, like I would happily buy someone a toaster if they were genuinely setting up home. But Mark and this girl have been living together for ages. I was beginning to think that this whole wedding was just an excuse to upgrade their stuff. He says that marriage is a solemn thing and should not be enterprised in any way. It doesn't say, unless you're in the market for a Le Creuset cooking pot and you've got half an eye on that new artisan KitchenAid mixer. I decided I wasn't going to go. And I knew I had to tell Mark the bad news. So faced with an unpleasant task, I did what any sensible person would do. I put it off. And by the time I rang home the following Sunday, I still hadn't quite got round to it.
Hello, Sheffield 6. I mean, 5, 6, 8, 2, 4. Who's there?
Dad, it's me.
Me?
Tom, what's the matter? You sound terrified.
Oh, Tom, we've still not got our old number back. And I don't know who might be ringing us on this new one.
What do you mean, who might be ringing you?
Oh, it's giving me sleepless nights. It doesn't feel like our home with a new phone number. If you ask me, it sounds different when it rings. That bloody Murdoch. I mean, it's one thing hacking phones, but he's come along and nicked ours.
Hey, I'll tell you what you could do.
What?
Have you tried calling your old number? See what happens? Now, I must confess, ladies and gentlemen, this was less helpful advice, more needlessly stirring things up for my own amusement. I was going to say, why don't you call the old number, and if someone answers, trick them into giving you their address. Then all you've got to do is break in the middle of the night, run a cable from their house to your house, and bingo, you've got your old number back. I was 90% sure my dad would know I was joking, but my dad lives in the unpredictable 10%, because he said...
Son, that is the best idea I've heard since Barry down the pub suggested we simply deny the existence of Lancashire.
Dad, it was a joke. I was taking the piss. Did you really think I was being serious? Hello?
Hello, love, it's your mum.
What happened there?
He stormed off. You mustn't wind him up about the phone number. It's come as a terrible shock.
Mum, there are more important things in life to worry about.
Yes, like Sharon and Javier's baby. Now, it's due on Monday, so we're hoping to have the christening on Tuesday.
Blimey, that's quick.
I've ordered a new handbag especially for the occasion. We need to do it as soon as we can. That baby needs as much of God's love as possible, given what he's up against in life.
What, you mean having a mother with one arm?
No, being half Spanish.
Fair enough. Do you know what it's going to be?
Black. Although these days you can get them in mid-tan.
What?
The new handbag, love. I've ordered it in black. It's more versatile, style-wise.
No, the baby. Is it going to be a boy, or... What's that noise?
Oh, it's your dad's panpipe music. The doctor recommended it to calm him down. Doesn't really work, just makes him think of Peru. He gets agitated at the very thought of life at a high altitude.
It's understandable.
He needs to watch his stress, and he's not helping himself by refusing to go to yoga.
Dad's never been to yoga.
Oh, yes. Mind you, they don't have much space at the community centre. Yoga have to share the room with intermediate self-defence.
Do they?
Last time your dad was just easing himself into a downward dog when the woman on the next mat put him in a headlock and swept the leg. Still, c'est la vie, as they say in Zumba.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, all this is entirely typical of my family. Phone numbers, christenings, oven clocks. None of these things really matter. Apart from the wedding I'm worried about, of course. That's serious. My mum and dad are always doing this, allowing a river of minor irritants to dam itself up and form a heaving reservoir of stress. And to bust that dam, at times like this, all I can do is phone my own answer to Barnes-Wallis. Although in my phone book, it'd obviously be listed as Barnes Boingy Boingy Bang.
Hello?
Hey, Granny, it's me.
Hello, Thomas.
How are you?
Oh, I'm all right, considering. I'm looking for my magnifying glass. I can't remember where I put it. I think it might be on the side table. But to see what's on the side table, I really do need my magnifying glass. I'd ask your dad to help me, but I know he's busy. I can hear the sound of a blender.
I expect he's making his trifle. Is he still using that ancient electric whisk?
It still works perfectly well, Thomas. That whisk is over 40 years old. It's seen more trifles than Noel Edmonds has seen desperate people in debt. I remember when they got it.
Really? God, memory's a funny thing. A minute ago, you couldn't remember where you'd put your magnifying glass. Now you're telling me you recall when the Wrigglesworth family joined the ranks of the electric whisk users.
Actually, Thomas, it was your mum and dad's wedding day. Of course, in those days, wedding gifts were things that would last. These days, they give you things you can't hang on to, like a visit to a vineyard followed by an afternoon drive on a Formula One car. No wonder half the weddings these days end in divorce. I'm surprised the other half don't end up in casualties.
We're not all as bad as that.
No, but it's the way of the world nowadays.
What's going on over there?
Oh, that must be man from the sky. Your dad said he was coming round. It sounds like it's getting quite heated. I just heard your dad saying, "I warn you, young man, I know yoga."
Where's Mum? She needs to calm him down.
She's out planning that christening party. She's changed her mind about her new handbag, so she's gone to find something similar, but in taupe.
It's ridiculous. This christening has totally taken over her life. It's got nothing to do with her.
You would say that, wouldn't you? Of course you don't like celebrations.
What do you mean? I celebrate things all the time.
What? Like birthdays?
I don't like celebrating them.
Christmas?
Well, I don't make a fuss about it.
Sheffield Wednesday winning the league?
Well, let's be honest, that's not a pressing concern.
You've never been able to celebrate anything. Do you remember when you were 5 years old?
Not particularly.
There was a big party planned, and me and your granddad came over for the day. You always loved seeing your granddad.
Of course I did.
And then, just while the rest of us was getting the tea party ready, your granddad sat himself in front of the 1 o'clock news and never got up again. I knew something was wrong when Geoffrey Howe suggested they were going to raise the duty on tobacco, and he stayed quiet.
Kind of remember this happening.
Everyone was upset, but we tried our hardest for your sake, really.
I bet Mum was trying hard. She always goes too far when it comes to celebrations.
Why do you think that is, Thomas? Your birthday went so wrong back then, so any time there's a party, she feels she has to make up for it. Your mother's like the National Accident Helpline. She's always trying to compensate.
I've never liked weddings, christenings and all that sort of thing, but I never thought it could be because of that party.
Oh, you were very little, Thomas. You only got really sad when you read the card from your granddad. He'd written your name as Mr. Thomas Wrigglesworth.
Had he?
Yes. He wanted to make you sound important. You were 5, after all. And you were always very important to him. He always said...
And at that point, the man from Skye cut the phone line. I was left thinking about what my granny had said, and I had a terrible, wrenching feeling in my gut that she was right. Admittedly, I'd also eaten a curry from Bengal spice chock full of mystery meat, but I don't think it was that. It was just that finally I thought I understood everything. Well, nearly everything. I still couldn't understand why my dad was so obsessed about his old number, but if there's one word that's seldom used to describe my dad, it's understandable. That's weird. I'll just see if...
Sheffield 61977.
Dad?
What's the matter, son? Don't you recognise me?
Well, only just. You sound cheerful.
Cheeky bugger.
Sounds like you've got your old number back.
Oh, yes. We sent Sky packing back to BT and Sheffield 61977.
Great. You know what? I actually enjoyed dialing it. I just like the way my thumb moved over the keypad. It felt like I was walking home. Anyway, I'm phoning from abroad.
Abroad? You're not on your mobile, are you? Barry was telling me that when they were in Tenerife last year, someone from work called his mobile and it cost him £3 to tell him to piss off because he's on holiday.
I was just calling to see how the christening went.
Oh, the trifle was a smash hit. It's all about how you whip the cream, you see, son. Takes years of practice to get it perfect. That and a proper whisk.
And Mum? Was she happy with everything?
Well, she couldn't decide which handbag to go for. I said she should wear one on each shoulder, but she felt Sharon would think that was rubbing it in a bit.
Well, I'm glad it went well.
You've changed your tune. Where are you, anyway?
Me? Barbados. I came out for that wedding I was telling you about. Thought I'd try and enjoy a celebration for a change.
Next you'll be telling me you got him a gift.
Yeah, I did. An electric whisk.
Can't go wrong with an electric whisk. You should forward them my trifle recipe. Very handy if you have to cater for an unexpected funeral.
Yeah, I'll do that, Dad. Anyway, it was a beautiful service. Everyone looked fabulous. And we ate the meal on the beach on these huge round tables. And the blue skies were breathtaking. Well, there was something that annoyed me, but it doesn't matter.
I knew it was too good to be true. I knew there'd be something that'd get you riled. What happened?
Well, it's just that they laid out all these name badges, and mine said on it... It doesn't matter. Look, I've got to go.
Come on, out with it.
It said on it, Mr. Thomas Wrigglesworth. I mean, I was absolutely furious. Like, they're not grandparents. They're not even close.
Tom Wrigglesworth's Hang-Ups was written by Tom Wrigglesworth and James Kettle, with additional material by Miles Jupp. It starred Judy Parfitt, Paul Copley, Kate Anthony and Thomas Wrigglesworth. The producer was Katie Tyrrell.
Tom Wrigglesworth's Hang-Ups by Tom Wrigglesworth and James Kettle. Episode 2, Problems with a Package.
Hola, Fiesta Beach Hotel. Mi nombre es Cristiana. ¿Puedo ayudar?
Hello. Can you put me through to room 127? Chambre 1, 2, 7.
1, 2, 7.
Yes. I want to speak to Mr. and Mrs. Wrigglesworth. You've probably seen them. Northern, sunburnt, easily confused.
Behemoth.
No, Wrigglesworth.
Behemoth.
Nearly. Listen, could you put me through to room 127?
Listen. Yes, sir. That will not be a problem.
Hello?
Dad?
Hello? I can't hear you. Let me just get my glasses. Catherine, it's hotel reception. For God's sake, put those cashew nuts back in the minibar. You can't just pick stuff up and have a look at it. Remember what happened at your sushi?
Dad!
Before you say anything, my wife only lifted the tin of cashew nuts out of curiosity. She was merely scanning the listed ingredients. This does not constitute an agreement to purchase.
Dad, what are you talking about? It's me, Tom.
Oh, hello, Tom.
How's the holiday going?
Yeah, it's fantastic, thanks. As you can hear, we're both thoroughly relaxed. We've been here for 4 days and we've done everything.
Well, remarkable that. Spain, a civilization that's existed since prehistoric times, one of the most vibrant cultures in the whole of Europe, and you've got it done and dusted in less than a week. It took you longer to clean out the loft.
I'm telling you, we've done it. We've been to the dining room on the ground floor, the pool on the rooftop, and everything in between. They even play a selection of flamenco music in the lift. So, really, we've seen it all.
You haven't actually left the hotel, have you?
I tell you, it's opened my eyes, Tom. Do you know, they offer a complimentary buffet breakfast. It's a completely different way of life over here. Yesterday, I started the day with a slice of cheese. I'll be honest, it didn't feel right, but what an experience.
And how was the flight?
Oh, bang on time. Before I know it, we're checked in, changed for dinner, and ready to learn the hard way that gambus is nothing like gammon, more like a prawn.
This, ladies and gentlemen, was one of the more unusual phone calls I've made to my parents. Normally, I'm calling from my flat in London, and they're picking up in their home in Sheffield, where they live with my 94-year-old grandmother, Mabel Bradley, in a domestic setup that's very similar to a Spice Girls reunion. In that outwardly, it's warm and friendly, but at any second, it could dissolve into a mixture of chaos and painful recriminations. Seems to me that my mum and dad aren't keen on holidays or leisure of any kind. I don't think my dad has ever felt fully at ease since we entered the single market. Ever fearful of the internet, they went to the local travel agent and booked a break in Tenerife. A break advertised in the window on a handwritten card covered in luminous stars. Travel agents, of course, being one of the last places where a luminous star is still considered a classy sales tactic. What swung it for my dad, though, wasn't the sun, sand and sea, wasn't the luxurious hotel accommodation, it wasn't the delicious local cuisine. What made this break in Tenerife so attractive to my dad was the stunning, mouth-watering promise of pre-booked airport transfers. You could probably persuade him to go on a wine-tasting tour of Taliban training camps if pre-booked airport transfers were thrown in. I assume my dad thinks the reason airports are so busy is thanks to all those idiots who hadn't sorted out the transfers. They probably think that film where Tom Hanks is stuck in the terminal for 4 years came about purely because he foolishly landed at the airport without pre-booking his onward journey. And I can't get on with package holidays. I was planning my own break, going cycling with a mate. And to me, that's what holidays are all about. Ropes of improvisation that unravel in the moment and suspend themselves between pillars of certainty. That or centre parks. You see, I ride an old rally push bike, steel frame, Harris-sprung saddle, and a 3-speed Sturmey Archer gear hub. Now, the 3-speed Sturmey Archer gear hub is British engineering at its finest. And as you'd expect from the highest standards of British engineering, its production has long since been shifted to Taiwan. And quite coincidentally, I'm sure, mine was bust. So while I was on the phone to my dad, I was waiting in for the new gear hub to arrive. I'd spoken to the courier company, who had offered me a delivery time slot for my convenience, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. That's great, isn't it? Just think how annoying it would have been if I hadn't had a delivery time slot. I'd have to wait in all day. I mean, what could be more convenient than house arrest? Up until the day before, I could track the parcel online, minute by minute, as it made its way across mainland China. But as soon as it hit the UK, it fell into an abyss of uncertain space and time. How can you go from pinpoint accuracy to, it'll be somewhere between 7 and 7? It's like a darts player getting 2 treble 20s, then hitting the scorer's knee. Despite all of this, I'd rather have my holiday than my dad's. And guess how much it cost him?
All in, it was 1,500.
You paid a travel agent $1,500. I could have got you a better deal using my mobile in 5 minutes. And that includes the time it takes to get a signal.
Ah, but would it have included airport transfers?
Dad, with the amount you'd save, you could pay them to carry you from the airport to the hotel aboard a bespoke sedan chair, complete with a chiropractic backrest and a fridge full of real ale.
No, Tom, no. You and your friends may get up to that sort of thing in London, but it's not for me and your mother.
My point is, you've cut in layers of booking fees, agent percentages and costly luminous stars, and you've ended up paying hundreds of pounds too much. Do you see what I mean, Dad? Hello?
Hello, love, it's your mum. What did you say to him?
I didn't say anything. I just pointed out what I could have booked your holiday for.
Oh, Tom, I've told you before, never leave a Yorkshireman thinking he's wasted money.
Yeah, but what's that?
Oh, you must have really upset your dad. He's got the Chinese stress balls out.
How long had they been in?
I think you may have misunderstood. You rotate them in your hand.
Ah.
They've really been helping him to relax. Except when he was carrying 2 mugs of tea and accidentally stood on one.
Mum, I think you should get him out the hotel. Go to some places, you know. Meet some of the people.
Tom, we are doing. Last night we met some lovely people.
Oh, nice. And how's your Spanish coming on?
Very slowly. But it's not ever been an issue. The group we met last night all spoke quite good English.
Oh, that's handy. Where were they from?
Barnsley.
Barnsley?
You'd be amazed how different their life is, Tom. They told us all about the regeneration of Barnsley Town Centre. It's like opening a window on another world.
You've travelled 1,700 miles and you're mixing with folk who live half an hour away from you.
Well, that's not exactly true. These lads are from Barnsley, but they're in the army. I can't go into detail because they're normally posted in, where is it now? Where that mayonnaise comes from.
Eggs, innit? Or France?
Got it. Helmand. They're normally in Helmand province. Your dad's been talking to them about all sorts.
Now this, ladies and gentlemen, really worried me. It's not that my dad's a bad conversationalist, but if you are a group of men who are trained to kill whilst living on the edge of your nerves, the last thing you want is to spend an evening listening to my dad's views on the state of British defence spending. Mum, what did he say to them?
Oh, the usual. Bit of chat, a bit of gossip. His personal plan to sort out Israel, which they promised to pass on, and then a quick who's who of Yorkshire County Cricket Club from 1863 to present day. Your dad really ingratiated himself with the group when he said taking out Bin Laden was probably easier than getting out Jeffrey Boycott.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is typical. I mean, I suppose we all do it to an extent. When confronted with the unknown, we latch on to anything familiar. We do whatever we can to stay in our comfort zone, in peace and in war. Just as Great Britain came together with our neighbours France when faced with the threat of Nazi Germany, so my mum and dad came together with a load of blokes from Barnsley when faced with the threat of paella. So I said to my mum, nice though it is to meet people from a completely different culture, 17 miles north of you, you should go off the beaten track a bit. Why not get out of the hotel, you know? Spread your wings.
Oh, we're not like you, Tom. We don't like roaming around haphazardly on a bicycle, never knowing what life-threatening dangers lurk around the next corner of... Oh, where is it you're going now?
Sussex.
Well, just don't get mixed up in anything. Oh, before I forget, can you ring Granny for us?
Why can't you do it?
Oh, we can't get to grips with this phone, Tom. Whatever you press, it goes through to the same bloke. He doesn't understand us. We don't understand him. Every time we call, he just says, por favor, then bursts in and changes the sheets. All the laundry's piled up outside our room. We're getting quite a reputation.
So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. My mum and dad, who've gone all the way to Tenerife for a holiday that's about as exotic as a bottle of pineapple-scented fabric conditioner, and me, stuck indoors waiting for a Sturmey Archer gear hub. And I had to wait for the hub. The whole cycling trip depended on it. There are very few places you can go for a cycling holiday when your bike's only got one gear. And I've already visited Norfolk.
Hello? Before you say anything, I'm 94 years old, I bought everything worth buying, and I can't even spell PPI.
Hey, Granny, it's me, Tom. You all right?
Oh, I mustn't grumble, Thomas. Although I have misplaced a talking book. Mind you, if it was talking, I might be able to find it.
What's the book?
It's a guide to Tenerife. Talks you through all the sites, all the history. It's like I've gone out there with your mum and dad.
Well, given that you're shut inside and seeing nothing of Tenerife, I'd say yeah. Probably is.
And how are things with you?
I'm waiting in for a package. Sturmy Archer gear hub. It's a vintage one from 1945.
Oh, great year for Sturmy Archer, that. The start of the post-war gear hub boom.
What, you know all about it?
Of course. Back in the war, we only had single gears on our bikes due to the shortages. Mr. Churchill told us we had to pedal for victory. Agnes Calthorpe had a set of 3 parallel sprockets, but I think she got them by putting out the GIs.
Dark times.
Sorry, Thomas. I've got to go. I can hear the Colonel calling.
That's all right, Granny. I know that fried chicken can repeat on you.
No, the Colonel. He comes round to take me to the lunch club.
Now, the lunch club, ladies and gentlemen, is something that may need explaining. Like when you're younger, there are all sorts of clubs allowing like-minded people to share their interests and enthusiasms. Cricket clubs, book groups, Amdram societies. By the time you get to my granny's age, it's worth belonging to a club simply to celebrate the fact you're one of a select few among your peers who can still hold a spoon. I took her there myself once. One thing I noticed at lunch club is the way the very old resemble the very young. Zimmer frames, steady legs that 80 years ago would have been similarly supported by the portable scaffolding of a baby walker. I started wondering just how many things designed for newborns could easily be applied to the aged. Could we open a store called Grandmother Care? Those building blocks with the letters on them would surely come in handy to help them remember their own name. And I imagine people would visit their elderly relatives far more often if, when they got there, instead of seeing their ancestors slumped in front of the television, they were suspended in doorways, bouncing up and down.
Hola, Theatre Beach Hotel.
Yes, I'm looking to speak to my parent, Mr. and Mrs. Wrigglesworth, room 127.
Ah, buenos días, señor Helmut. Connecting you.
Hello? We haven't touched the minibar. My husband's put up a barricade. It's like the finale of Les Miserables in here. Nor do we require fresh bedding, thank you very much. The only marks on it are completely consistent with normal everyday use.
Mum, it's me, Tom.
Oh, Tom, you're lucky to catch us. We've just got in from town. We decided to take your advice.
Mum, you and Dad have never taken my advice. You didn't even listen when I told you Betamax had no future.
It still works perfectly well, though, doesn't it? It's a good job your father nipped out and bought 500 blank tapes the moment he heard the format was in trouble. Anyway, we listened this time, Tom. We went out and discovered Tenerife for ourselves.
What do you think?
It were all right. Your dad didn't like the black pudding.
What black pudding?
It were red raw, Tom. Hot, but not actually cooked. Red raw black pudding. And they eat it all round here. I mean, you hear about how healthy this Mediterranean diet is. He reckons they'll be dead in a week carrying on like that.
Mum, are you sure it wasn't chorizo?
Chorizo?
Chorizo, a Spanish sausage. It's perfectly safe.
You can call it whatever you like, Tom. It doesn't make it right.
Well, what else did you see in town?
Well, there's been an exciting development, actually. I'll let your dad explain. Richard, it's Tom. No, Tom Wrigglesworth. That's right, the one with the hair.
Hello, Tom.
Hey, Dad, I hear you've been out on the town. What do you make of Tenerife?
Tell you this, son, the black pudding round here is a case of botulism waiting to happen.
Apart from the black pudding?
It wasn't just the black pudding, son. The whole meal was baffling. All little dishes, one after the other. Like a 12-course banquet for a toddler.
That's the Spanish way, Dad. It's called tapas.
I'll call it a swindle. 12 different tiny dishes and more porcelain than food. And imagine the number of pans needed to put together that lot. And the washing up. No surprise the Spanish economy is teetering on the brink of collapse.
Well, I'm sorry I suggested you go out and about.
Oh, not at all, Tom. Thank you so much. If it wasn't for you, we'd never have got this amazing opportunity.
What do you mean?
Well, we were walking through the town and we got chatting to this bloke. A really nice guy. You only had to look at him to know you could trust him. He reminded me of Mike Baldwin off of Coronation Street. Anyway, he offered me one of these scratch cards he was giving out. I knew today was my lucky day because I only won a camcorder.
What? You won a video camera off a man in the street? How can it...
It gets better. Mike Baldwin told us that to receive our prize, we had to go to this brand new hotel. It was amazing, Tom. It was so new, half of it hadn't been built yet. And when we got there, he offered us the chance to trade in this video camera recorder for the opportunity to join a new concept in holiday making.
Why do you need a new concept? You've barely got your head around the existing one.
Let me just check this leaflet. It's a revolution in the world of holiday leisure, giving you guaranteed quality of service and the flexibility to take your friends and family whenever is convenient to our flagship 5-star hotel. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk.
Dad, this sounds really dodgy. I assume you just walked off and kept the camcorder.
I'm not going to look a gift horse like this in the mouth, Tom. Besides, I checked the camcorder and there was no slot to load the Betamax tapes. So it's useless to me.
Dad, listen, this is just one of the...
There's more. As an introductory offer, we're now entitled to a free fortnight's holiday, which will include flights, accommodation, breakfast buffet, and, get this, Tom, free airport transfer.
Dad, what have you signed up to here? It sounds like a timeshare.
It's not a timeshare, Tom. They took particular care to tell us that over and over again. Not a timeshare. It's a vacation exchange community.
And how much money have you handed over?
All we've done is pay a few £1,000s for a tester.
What does that mean?
A free holiday.
This, ladies and gentlemen, is exactly the sort of thing I'd been dreading. You know those timeshare operators, sleazy, untrustworthy types, the sort of people who never want to appear on camera. Even in their own wedding photographs, you'll see them putting their hand over the lens. The worst thing was that I felt responsible. And because they were 2,000 miles away, there was nothing I could do to help. I felt completely impotent. I would say that's not for the first time, but I blame overwork and trans fats. There was nothing I could do. I suppose I could have rushed to the airport, booked a flight in a hotel and turned up in Tenerife before the day was out, but if I did that, I'd be missing the delivery time slot for my Sturmer Archer gear. Come on, people! Priorities! I was still thinking the whole thing over when my phone rang, displaying that most mysterious of all things, an unknown number. Hello? Please tell me you're the bloke who's going to deliver the gear in this case being actually gears, the gears gear.
Hello, is that you, Thomas?
Granny, where are you calling from?
I'm at a lunch club, Thomas. I'm calling on the Colonel's mobile. It's ever so swanky. He's even got an app where you can play gin rummy. I was just calling to see if your gear hub arrived yet. You sounded ever so worried about it.
I'm more worried about something else now, Granny. I think Mum and Dad have bought a timeshare.
Oh, how lovely!
It's not lovely. Timeshares aren't good news. They're a con. It's just a Ponzi scheme in flip-flops.
Oh, that's awful, Thomas. I can't bear flip-flops.
Granny, listen. They're already down a couple of grand, and it'll be more if they're not careful.
Who was it who sold it to them?
Well, based on the information I've got, it was Mike Baldwin off Coronation Street.
Oh, well, that's typical. First he breaks Deirdre's heart, and now this.
Granny, what are we going to do? Can you talk to them?
Oh, your dad won't listen to me about that sort of thing. You know the only woman he ever trusted with money matters is Carol Vorderman. He says she's got a head for figures and a figure that turns heads. Oh, I've got to go, love. The Colonel's only on pay-as-you-go. He doesn't think he'll last long enough to make a monthly contract worthwhile. Oh, but you should see him dance.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, was that. As far as help from my granny was concerned, it seemed. At least I knew she'd never fall victim to a con man. She's always been an extremely good judge of character. She picked out Lance Armstrong as a wrong one as early as 1998, thanks to her long-standing motto that anyone who wears that much lycra in public cannot be trusted. All the rest of that day, I felt torn between two conflicting emotions. Firstly, guilt that my own actions had forced my parents into a situation beyond their understanding, leading to financial ruin, international humiliation, and the collapse of the Wrigglesworth family as we know it. Secondly, irritation that the gear hub still hadn't turned up. To be honest, I probably should have paid more attention to the first emotion and less to the second. Eventually, I couldn't take it anymore. I had to check up on them again.
Hola, Fiesta Beach Hotel. Mi nombre es Cristiana.
Hello. Could you put me through to Mr. and Mrs. Wrigglesworth, please?
Wrigglesworth?
Yeah.
Wrigglesworth. 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 No, sorry, sir. We have no Wrigglesworth here.
You have. I spoke to them earlier. Mr. and Mrs. Wrigglesworth.
Helmut?
All right, you win.
Connecting you.
Hello?
Hello again.
Again? We've had the sheets changed twice already. Really, quite grumpily the second time.
No, it's me, Tom.
Oh, Tom, we've had such a difficult afternoon.
What's happened?
Well, we were just downstairs in the lobby. They'd arranged an excursion for us to visit a local cave, show us how people in Tenerife lived thousands of years ago.
That sounds great. You and Dad would have been right at home.
When all of a sudden, who should walk in but Mike Baldwin?
Mum, you need to stay away from that guy. He's trouble.
He's been in trouble, more like. He had his arm in a sling, one eye battered shut, the other one blackened and blood down his shirt. Ken Barlow himself couldn't have done a better job on him. Anyway, I said, "Hello, Mike. I didn't know you were into caving." He said, "I'm sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Wrigglesworth." And with that, he gave us an envelope with €3,000 in it. Then he said the deals often scurried out the hotel. Your dad said he'd never seen a Spaniard move so fast without a bull after him.
What?
I know, it's ridiculous. We were desperate to be part of a new concept in holiday making. Your dad says if this is how they do business over here, it's no wonder the bottom fell out of the euro.
It was good news, ladies and gentlemen, but why had Mike Baldwin been so keen to give them back their money? He never showed that kind of generosity of spirit when he was running Weatherfield's largest underwear factory with a rod of iron.
Hello?
Hi, Granny, it's me. How was lunch club?
Oh, it was a belter today. I won the bingo and I never felt more alive. Then I tried a bit of ballroom dancing and never felt more dead. Have you heard any more from your mum and dad?
Yeah, it's weird. They've got all the money back, and someone's roughed up Mike Baldwin.
Oh, excellent!
Excellent? If 50 years of Coronation Street has taught us anything, it's that there's nothing more dangerous than a wounded Mike Baldwin.
It sounds perfect. Just what I ordered.
Just what you ordered?
Well, I've spent the afternoon with the Colonel. He comes from a very big military family, and his grandson joined the forces too. He's serving in... Where is it now, where the mayonnaise comes from?
Helmand Province.
That's it. Anyway, I told the Colonel all about it. He made a few calls. His grandson found a few friends from the regiment holidaying at your parents' hotel. And within the hour, Operation Liberate Deirdre swung into place.
What? You organised the whole... Well, I'm speechless. Can you thank the Colonel for me? And, you know, if there's anything I can do for him...
Oh, he's all right. I gave him my prize from the bingo.
What was that?
I don't know. Something I'd never find a use for. They call it a camcorder.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I had mixed emotions about this. I mean, it's great that my mum and dad are off the hook, but it's terrifying that my 94-year-old grandmother has the capability to order an international hit on somebody. Actually, it makes sense that old people have that kind of power. I suppose if each grandparent has 5 grandkids on average, you're tapping into a lot of resources. It's literally an old boy network. Turns out it's not the Illuminati or the Bilderberg group that are running the world. It's lunch clubs. And so while I was totally incapable of sorting out a crisis overseas, my granny managed it without another thought. And I put the phone down with a spring in my step for the first time that day, a glow in my heart caused by the knowledge that when you've got people who love you looking out for you, nothing can go really wrong. And then I saw I'd got a message on my answer phone. I pressed the button and it went,
This is a message for Mr. Wrigglesworth. We've called today on 5 different occasions to confirm delivery of your Sturmey Archer gearbox hub. Unfortunately, on each occasion, your phone was engaged. Please call back to arrange a new date for delivery. We can offer you a slot between 7 a.m. and 7 p.m.
bastards. Tom Wrigglesworth's Hang-Ups was written by Tom Wrigglesworth and James Kettle, with additional material by Miles Jupp. It starred Judy Parfitt, Paul Copley, Kate Anthony, Pippa Evans and Tom Wrigglesworth. The producer was Katie Tyrrell.